I am here with candidate for Nye County Commissioner seat District 4, Carl Moore. Carl, 381 to 381. Is that a shocker?
Yeah, who would have ever thought, to be honest with you? I'll be honest with you. A week ago, my wife she goes, what are you going to do if you tie? I went, like as if that's going to happen. It was a total shock. But it is what it is. I mean, I have a lot of people come up to me and go, I'm so sorry. I didn't realize that I couldn't vote for you because I was this nonpartisan versus a Republican. I said, so, and a lot of people like that. It wasn't just one or two. It was several people. And when they got there, they were all upset. But that's our rules in the state of Nevada.
I did talk to Sandra Molino about that at the polls that day, because a lot of people don't realize that when you are registered as a nonpartisan, you can't vote for the county commissioner's seat. So
there was only 3 things you could vote for on that ballot.
Exactly. And that was the school district and the sheriff and town board.
Right. Those are the 3 entities.
So at this point, Commissioner Butch Boraski is saying that he would like to pay the $8,000, I believe it is, for a recount.
The recount, according to, they haven't got a bid yet. Unfortunately, it's not the cost of the county, because that's relatively inexpensive. What had happened is the contract for the people who wrote the computer program, who do all that kind of stuff, is outside the county, the way I understand it. So to get those people to come back, and they have to be here for that count, okay, with their equipment and everything like that. So the way I understand it, that's where the real costs come in. And it can be for even as many votes as they had, which total was 1,100 and something, 1104, whatever it was, votes total in a Republican side on the District 4 County Commission race. It still could run between $2,000 and $8,000. It depends on what they charge to come in, and they have to come in. So a lot of the times people say, well, they can switch votes to something. They've already counted the votes 3 times. Okay, so before they can release them, they have to be counted 3 times. I've talked to attorneys. I've talked to the state. I've talked to Sam. I've talked to everybody. I found with research centers, and to let some people's mind at ease, says we can't have another election where both Butch and I go. I've already checked on that. You can't do that. Sandra Darby had already registered as a nonpartisan. Even if she was to say, no, I'm not going to be in this race, it doesn't matter. Her name's on the ballot. There can only be 2 people on that ballot. So she had like a 10-day period after you first registered that you could do that. After that time, you cannot, your name's on it. Kind of what happened with Musselman there. When she was no longer in the race, and she came out and said, hey, I'm not going to be in this race. I'm going to take the retirement, and I'm going to do that. Please vote for another candidate. But her name stayed on the ballot. Okay, she still won, by the way. Yeah. But, I mean, her name still stayed on the ballot. So in that respect, you can only have 2. There can only be 2. And we've gone past the time where, like, the independent candidate could take her name off. So that can't happen. So it's going to come down. And the state comes down to, there's 3 ways they figure to do it. There'll be a coin toss, a draw the card, or roll of the dice. Those are the 3 things that have, what I understand, approved. And mostly in Nevada, it is the card. Draw a card, high card wins. I'm not opposed to that at all. I kind of think, instead of keep stretching this process out, if they were to call me today and say, hey, we're going to draw cards tomorrow morning at 10 a.m., I would be there. I mean, is it... And let's just say, because let me make something I fully expect to win this, as I did from the very start.